Hey everybody, welcome back to Pandemic Gaga's cooking show. Glad to have you. As you can see, we're back at my sink today. I've run some cold water in my sink. Let's flip that out of our way. We're gonna work with some more strawberries, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Aren't I always? Well, I bought these strawberries a few days ago. They are fresh strawberries, but I was lazy and not in the mood and whatever. So I'm going to take these strawberries and they're getting mushy. They're not bad mushy, but they're a little mushy. And they've got some spots on them where probably a hoe or something hit them. I don't know. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, see that little spot right there? It's kind of dark. We don't want that. And because this is all my fault, I'm not going to blame the strawberries or the farmer. But I'm just going to pull off whatever I can. I'm going to get the tops out. And I don't care if they're mushy. They don't have to. I'm using my strainer as my trash can right now. And I'm just going to do this. I don't even have to. The strawberries actually, the only reason that I am cutting these particular strawberries that are mushy in half is to make sure there's not a worm in there or something. I mean, guys, listen. I don't know how to tell you some of y'all this, because some of y'all may not know if you're not from around the country. However, I mean out in the country where the real food grows. Food doesn't come from a grocery store, you guys. I'm just saying. These strawberries were in the dirt. Well, they weren't literally in the dirt. Like potatoes are literally in the dirt and carrots. But they're grown outside in a field in dirt. On top of the dirt. So it is wise. And like I said, I'm not worried about if they don't look pretty. I don't care. But I do mind if they have a worm in them. You should too. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't found many worms in my lifetime, but I do like to make sure. But now let's get on with this program here. You know what we're going to make today? We are going to whip up some strawberry preserves. That's why it doesn't matter if they're mushy or not, because doggone it, we're going to mush them anyway. Oh, me. And these small ones like this, I'm in a hurry. I'm going to just cut them in half and say, there you go. That one's ugly. But you always give your strawberries or your whatever fruit you're cooking. Now see there? See that little hole? That could be a worm. Let's see. If something jumps out of it, y'all gonna see me dance. Nope, just a bad spot. But you want to make sure. Oh, it's so funny. Now listen. Put these in some good cold water. They're just in here having a little bath and having a big time soaking. You know how it is when you get in the tub. Just relax. Just absolutely relax. I don't have a lot of strawberries, but I've got several. And we're just going to whoop through these right quick. Might cut a little end off because that end is ugly. These don't have to be pretty in any shape, form, or fashion. I'm just going to get them out of here. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. There's so many things you can do with your fresh fruit. Now, I'm telling you, I know how to do a lot of things with this fruit. Won't want to. You know what? A lot of you may be just like me. I laugh at that. But here's the thing. It's just me and Michael. I don't need 120 quarts of strawberry preserves. And I don't even like strawberry preserves, so I need 2. You know, and a lot of people, well, back in the olden days, like we said, they did not have freezers and stuff. They did can. But as far as having something fresh, a lot of people just ate it as it came in from the garden and went on about their business. And they put a little back for the winter. Now my grandmother, we're going to do it my grandmother's way. Because here's what she did. I kid you not. She would use 1-to-1. That was her recipe, 1-to-1. She was making preserves or jelly or whatever. It would be 1-to-1. 1 cup of strawberries, smashed strawberries, and 1 cup of sugar. Or 10 cups of strawberries and 10 cups of sugar. It did not matter. To her, she was going to use 1-in-1. And that's what we're going to do today. Totally simple. You know, and if you're just making it for your family to have a couple of jars, you're going to just stick some in the refrigerator and eat on them and then go on about your business. That's fine. You don't even need canning jars for that. My grandmother would just, and if we have any left over, that's what I'll do with my extra. She'd just stick them in a jar, any jar, a jar she bought something in and washed out, or a bowl she had a lid for. Stick it in the fridge and they'd eat on it the next week, and then that would be that. And that works fine. You don't have to think you have to put up tons and tons. You can just put up, like I measure, you can just put up some. And do like that, and that's not a problem. You know, I was thinking about these strawberries. And when I was thinking about these strawberries, they're all fruit, you know. I was thinking about 2 things. I was thinking about the fruit of the Spirit, which is in Galatians 5:22, I think. And I have learned something that I haven't particularly thought about, and I've learned it just this last month. Our minister of youth at our church has been preaching on Wednesday nights, and he has been preaching on the fruit of the Spirit. And he did remind us that it's not the fruits, plural, of the Spirit, it's fruit of the Spirit. And that's true. Go check it out. And also, he said this, and I am going to trust him on this because I have not studied it out, but I know that he has, and I have complete faith in him. I probably wouldn't be listening to him. But he says it's more of a cluster. It's not like you have this 7 different fruits. It's like they're all these 7 different things are on a cluster. They come as a whole. And I got thinking about that, and my youngest daughter, when she was young, well, sort of young, and she first got saved, the first few years she was saved, if I'd say to her, I'd say, now that wasn't nice. What'd you do that for? That wasn't nice. She'd say, Mom, I haven't got to that fruit yet. She said, I've only been saved 4 years, and that's number 5 fruit, and I don't even have it yet. And that's why she'd try to get out of trouble. We'd always get a laugh out of that. I still think about that sometime. But the other fruit I got to thinking about was, wonder what the fruit on the tree of life looks like. Have you thought about that? I mean, you probably have, but I haven't. You know, that tree was in the Garden of Eden. We do know that. So was the tree of knowledge. But the tree of life was in there too. It will be also You can find that tree in Revelation 22, the last chapter of Revelation. And it's going to be in heaven. It's in heaven now, I guess. But it's going to be in the new city that comes down, the New Jerusalem. And it's going to be there for us. And it says, I was just looking at it, and it says, now this is, I don't know why, but this is kind of cool to me, that we're going to, when the new city comes down and the new earth, the new heaven is on earth and all that. I hope I didn't misspeak that. But anyway, during that time, when Satan is bound, thrown into hell forever, and we get to live. Wow, won't that be awesome? We get to live in perfection right alongside our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Whoa, that's awesome. And I was thinking, I wonder if we'll literally, physically eat. It said that that in the middle of this city, that there's a river, one river. There was 4 rivers in the Garden of Eden, but there's one river that it speaks of in the new city that we're all going to get to live in. And it says down the middle of that city is a river that is so pure that it's clear. I mean, crystal clear. And that the water, water has to have a source where it comes from, where it starts. And the source of that river is what? Well, this is awesome. Is God's holy throne. The perfect one's throne. Isn't that something? That's what going to feed the river. And the tree of life. Now, this is what, literally, I don't understand. I need to check into this. But it calls it the tree, singular, of life. But then it says it has trees of life, trees on either side of that river. The tree of life's in the center of the city. The river flows, pure river flows through the city. And the tree of life is on either side, and there's 12. I got to check all that out, and you do too. We need to know these things. Well, we don't have to, but it'd be fun to know, don't you think? And that the way it read to me, that each one would bear its fruit in a different month. So I don't know if that means that all the trees will bear a particular fruit every month, and then switch fruits, off the same tree all for 12 months, and just continue going like that, or if it's going to be like the fruits of the Spirit, where that they're all, the fruit would be in one cluster on each tree. I don't know. We got to dig into that a little more. And speaking of digging in, now I'm going to slosh these around for a minute, just to get excess dirt, little limbs or leaves off. And then I'm going to throw this stuff away. We're not going to fix much, okay? Because we just don't need much. But I wonder how that is going to be. That's interesting. And I will tell you, in case you don't know, is that Pandemic Gaga has a Bible study on Facebook, and you can type up in the search bar on Facebook and get, bad spot, and type in Pandemic Gaga Bible study. And right now, we are studying Revelation. And it's been interesting. And you can go back and catch up. I think there's only been maybe, I don't know how many on there right now. But it doesn't matter. You can go back when you type in Pandemic Gaga's Bible Study all the studies will come up, and then I have them numbered. Revelation number 1, Revelation number 2. And get on there if you'd like to. Share it with your friends if you'd like to. Whatever. I like doing things with you guys. You are fun. Alright, I have just about picked all these good strawberries out of this water. You don't see me. I'm in the shadows today. But my hair looks terrible. I've been out mowing the yard. I'm going to go. Oh, wait till y'all see what I've got on. I got a new shirt and I wear it around the house because it's way too big for me. But I love it. So I was wearing it today because I was going to be around the house and I mowed the yard. And it's cold outside here today. This is the middle of May practically of 2020. And it's so stinking cold. It was 38 degrees overnight one night here, not lately. All right, I'm going to let the water out. Can y'all hear that? So we have some strawberries right here. And I've just sliced them up, and now we'll see. Oh, these are good. These are better than the ones I had the other day. And they were good, so these are really good. All right. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to slide you over. Hang on. My cameraman's moving you. Whoa, you about fell over. Okay. Let me move that. Now, here's what we're going to do, guys. Get this over here. This is itty bitty teeny weeny. Because I don't need big. Alright. This is called a Cuisinart Mini Prep Plus. Basically, it's a chopper. Grinder, chopper. Does those two things. And in little amounts. If you don't have one of these, and I've just had this probably 5 or 6 years now. I don't use it all the time, but I use it sometime. And if you don't have one of these, you can put your strawberries in a big old bowl or even on a plate, and you can get you a fork or a potato masher, the old-fashioned potato masher that you use with your hand, and you can just mash away. But I have one of these, and so I'm going to use it. Now, all I'm going to do, I'm not measuring how many strawberries I have or nothing. We'll find that out later. Okay? Fill that up. Where'd the lid go? There it is. Lord, y'all would have a story if I turned it on without the lid. Okay, now you don't want it liquid. You don't want it, you want little pieces of strawberries in there, okay? Remember, it's preserves. Jelly is just the juicy part, but preserves are little bits of strawberries in there. So I'm going to chop, and I'm not for long. How's that? Let's see. I'll show y'all what that looks like. Let me get something to see. I think it's cleaning my dishwasher. Yep. My little spatula. And I'm going to pull this off. And I'm going to take this little middle doohickey off. And I'm just going to sit it right here because I'm fixing to use it again. But here's what it looks like. Just all smushed. Very well. I'm going to measure it now and see how much I've got because I'll need to know so I know how much sugar to put in. So we're going to call that a cup. Probably a little over, but that will be fine. So we have 1 cup. So I need a pot to put it in. Because we do have to cook it for a minute. Here, spray it or scrub it. You decide. Ow, it's kind of slick on the outside. Let's see if that'll help. Okay. Now then, I'm going to go ahead. There's 1 cup. Remember, I said 1 to 1. So there's 1 cup of strawberries. And I'm going to go ahead and just put 1 cup of sugar. So I think I'll pour that. It does not have to to be exact. Look at what I've got on, y'all. Way big shirt and camo warm-up pants. I dress for y'all sometimes so wonderfully. Okay, here's a cup. There we go. Cup. Woo! But it is a jelly, so that's what you're eating when you eat jelly. So there's one cup. Now I'm going to put this back on there. Let me scrape this away a little bit so it'll sit on there better. Put that back in there. I'm going to put this back on here. These things you have to let them catch or they will... Somebody help me. There it went. And then it has to catch. There it went. See, it catches. Then it's got to get tight where it won't pop off there. And I'm going to stick the rest of the strawberries in here because that's what I have. Get that out of the way. Put this little lid on. This thing is so nice. If you don't have one, I didn't give her nothing for that. But it does its job and it does it well. It's good like if I'm making hush puppies and I put a lot of onion in it, but I want little bitty pieces and I don't want to stand here and cry while I chop up the onion for a big amount of, oh, look at there. He popped out. It's good. Oh, that is good. This is good for chopping up those onions and things. And it is really super duper easy to clean. So there's that. I'll just unplug that and get that out of the way. Put a pot right here. So let's see how much we have in here. How much y'all think? That is 2/3 of a cup right there. 2/3. 2/3. Might have been 3/4. Now I'm going to go ahead and scrape all this goodness out. Put that aside. Let's get the goodness out of here. Aren't you glad the Lord gave us strawberries? I mean, geez, if you like a strawberry, they are pretty darn good. Nice and refreshing after a long winter. Around here, they come in usually the 1st of May. So, now we got to add the same amount of sugar. I'm going to leave it a little under because we were under a cup of berries. Boom. Well, now let's see. Let me get a spoon. It won't melt. How about this little dude right here? I'm going to turn my eye on just above medium. See that sugar and the strawberries are in there. I'm going to mix those up. You can make freezer jam and stuff, and I've made that before. That's fine. I think you probably, my grandmother, when she made it, she didn't make freezer nothing, and she just kept her homemade jellies in the pantry, and she would, you cook them off and let this boil for about 10 minutes on a slow boil. Let's go ahead and get it started. I'll tell you what Mammaw used to do. Cameraman, come on over here. Whee! Did I make you dizzy? There we go. How's that? How's that? There. That's good. Got my eye on a little above. I got mine on a notch above medium. Remember, always start with medium and go from there. But there it is right there. And you can add maybe maybe a teaspoon, no more than we have here, of lemon juice if you want to. That helps the color stay fresh. I'm not going to worry about it because I didn't make very much. So, but look, sometimes you have bigger Hunt's berries, you know, like that, and that's fine. Most of them are little bitty. Boop, see those little plops? That's little berries. See? Now we're going to let this, give this a minute, let this come to not a boil like you're boiling water, but more of a rolling boil where that, what you mean by that, what I mean by that is there's a little, it's not popping way up. There's just a little rumbling of boiling. At that point you want to stir it, and you want to be able to stir it when you want a rolling boil like that. It's like a low boil. You want to be able to give it a stir and not lose your boil. Sometimes if it's not hot enough, if it's not boiling enough, you stir it and the boil will calm down for a second or two. You want to be able to stir it and still see some little boop, boop, boop boiling going on in there. Okay? Now, like I was going to say, Mammaw made these, and she would pour them up in her jar. And let me show you. You get all kinds of little cute jars. You get big ones. You can get smaller ones, which is what, unless you have a huge family, I'd get a size smaller than this because you just don't want to open up that much jelly at one time. And then they also have these little cute flat ones. I thought those were cute. So I got a couple of those. I usually, if I'm going to give somebody that, I'll give them the little cute ones. But we're just going to use these two and see what's what. But Mammaw, after she would boil it, and once it gets to boil, we're going to go for 10 minutes approximately and let it just keep that boiling going on. And then we're going to pour it right up into our jars. These are made for things like this, so you don't have to worry. It's not going to, like, you're putting something so hot in a piece of glass it's going to bust. This will be okay. These ball jars, they are canning jars. And but she would put hers in here, and then she would put, let's see, what did she call it? Paraffin? She called it paraffin. It was this stuff, it would come like in a, it was white, and come like in a stick, like wax. And she would melt it and pour, it would go right on top of the jelly, and it wouldn't soak down in the jelly. It would just kind of lay on top. And then she would seal the jar good, and then go put it over on her counter to cool. And then when she got ready to, and then here's what happens. Let me get this. Then you put your jar lid on. Now the jars, let me turn this a little bit. The jars and this part of the lid you can use over and over and over for years and years and years. Forever. But this part of the lid, it goes in here like this with, see the seal right there, that dark brownish color, orangey color? That's the seal. That's what keeps your stuff from going bad. And you will after you put something really hot in here, and then you put this, she put her paraffin in, then you put this on there and you tighten it up really well. And you only fill it, you leave a little space in there in your jar a little bit. And you'll tighten this up really good, and then just leave it on the counter. Set it out of your way, leave it on the counter. And during the next couple of hours or whatever, as this jar cools off, you will hear these lids seal. They'll go pop, pop, pop. And you can tell you'll just hear them going off at different times. And You can also check to see if it's sealed. Once they seal, they kind of, the top kind of sinks down, not away from this thing, but it just kind of sinks down a little bit. You'll notice it. And the one that maybe did not seal, you can tell a difference by looking at them. You can see a little dip in the ones that are sealed. And the ones that haven't dipped any, they haven't sealed properly. And that's okay. You just stick those that have not sealed properly in your fridge and eat those first. You won't lose them unless none of them seal. Now there are recipes where you just take them, put them in a jar, tighten them up, let them cool, stick them in your freezer. Like I said, Mammaw put paraffin in here, and then when she opened her jelly to use it, she would just take the end of her spoon or whatever, knife or whatever she'd use, and pick that paraffin up and throw it away. And then the jelly would be under there. She didn't use Sure Gel. So there's all kinds of different recipes and things. But if you just want to make a couple of jars because you just want some strawberry preserves for a little while fresh strawberries are coming in or whatever, then just go ahead. Make some. Okay? But these are going to be really good. Now after this is boiled, and I'm not going to keep you guys on here for 10 minutes to watch it boil, but after these are boiled, then tighten your lid on real good and tight. Set it over there on the counter out of your way and let them cool down till the next day. And then you can put them up. You can probably stick them in the freezer if you want to. Stick some in the fridge if you want to. And you can't leave them in your pantry because you haven't put any Sure Gel in, and you have not. They'd go bad pretty quick. So either stick them in your freezer, put on top. Now you can write on here. See, I've written something. It's an old top, so that probably won't seal good because it's been used once. You have to use different ones. But I don't. This that I made a long time ago, I did not seal. I did not. I just used this as a lid. I didn't seal it because I can tell the seal is brand new. But you can write on there, and always write the year that you did it, because sometimes you have leftovers, and you know, at least you want to know in advance that this one's over a year old. Let's take a little bitty bite and make sure it's still good. It may very well still be good, probably so. But you want to be a well-informed taster of the strawberry preserves. Hey, I've kept y'all longer than normal. I love you guys. I hope your strawberries turn out good. Let them boil, roll and boil for 8 to 10 minutes. Then pour them up. And you know, if you just want something to eat this week, you can pour them in. Let me show you. Just a minute, boys and girls. You can pour yourself up some in this, or a plastic container with a lid, something with a lid, and just stick it in your fridge and eat it. Don't run to town and get some of these when you just want enough to eat on for a week or two. No use in it. Oh yeah, we're boiling now, look. I don't know if you can see it, see? So, I'm going to wait here, and I'm going to keep an eye on these, and I'm going to stir them. And I'm going to give them probably about 8 or 9 minutes, and I'm going to pour them up. I love you. I want you to have a really good day. I'll see you next time, okay? And go check on the Bible study if you'd like to. Bye.